Well, good morning and welcome to Move Early, Move Often. It is Functional Friday. I am Blake Martin, my co-host, the fascinating, the eminent Thomas Karakolis, Dr. Thomas Karakolis. He's keeping it real in Toronto. It is Functional Friday, so we're going to look at weight transfers using two-in-one hands and like quadrupedal weight transfers using two and one hands. Let's get to it. We're going to warm up our shoulders a little bit because that's what we're going to be using. Stand up into space and let's just do some shoulder circles. Both directions, just loose, really loose. Don't make them too big yet. Bigger now, a little bit bigger. Opposite direction, bigger. Really big now. Really big. And opposite direction, really big. Now with tension, little circles. One direction, little circles in the other direction. With your palms facing up, little circles in one direction, little circles in the other direction. Let's come down onto the floor. And I just want you to wobble from side to side. Wobble from side to side. And now make circles like you're stirring the pot with your arms. So much beeping. All right. Okay, that should kind of get us going for today. All right, let's move to it. What we want to do is sometimes we'll do a move on a Throwdown Thursday where we walk out our hands. All right, so we're going to do that, but we're going to start from a low crouch. So get into a low crouch. And now we're going to walk out our hands. Now walk your feet in so that you're back in a low crouch. So we're not going up and down like an inchworm. We're staying nice and low. Let's reverse that. Keep your spine neutral so your chin is slightly down. Just walk your feet out till they're quite far from you. Walk your hands in. If you're finding this hard, what you can do is you can use a chair. And the chair will change your mechanical advantage. So you just put your chair on your mat so it won't slide. And you're going to just walk your feet in, staying low, and walk your feet out. Okay? So that's what the chair is there for. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Let's try that again. Walking your feet in. See how close you can get your feet to your hands. Can you get it right between there? And then walking back out. And then walking in your hands. And bump into something it feels like. And then walking your hands back out. All right. Let's flip that around. You're going to go on your bum and start with your feet far from you and lift your bum off the floor. Now walk your feet in. And walk your feet out. Again, if this is difficult, you can use a chair. It changes where the center of balance is. Walk your feet in. Walk your feet out. Now this one is a little more challenging. All right? You're going to walk your hands in. So just have a look for a second. You're just going to walk your hands in until you're almost in a squat. If you can get to a squat, that's awesome. Go all the way. And then walk your hands back out. Let's try that all together. So our legs are extended. Lift your bum and walk your hands in. And then walk your hands out. All right. Here's the challenging part. And again, if you need to use your chair, sorry, I forgot to say this. If you need to use your chair, just walk your feet out, walk them back in. All right. You can't do the hand walking part if you're using the chair though. Okay. So here's what you're going to try to do. We're going to start with our legs out. We're going to walk our feet in. We're going to try to walk right through and walk your feet out on the other side. And then walk your feet back. And this is where I always get stuck, is on the way back. I have to kind of brace myself up and walk your feet right through. All right? So give that a try with your feet starting out. You're going to walk them in and walk right through and out the other side. And then walking in backwards. I have to brace up on my fingers because I can't get through. And walk back out the other side. Okay? Do that one more time. I just got to shake out my arms. Starting out, walking my feet forward and right through. And out the other side. Now walking my feet back toward my fingers. I have to brace up because I don't have the mobility. And you may too. So what happens if you get to this point right here and you can't get your feet through? A thing you can do is you can just lift up one hand and place it on the other side. All right? And when you're coming back, lift up your hand, place it back down. And that's actually what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to this place where we walk up. So let's do that together. Walk up to your hands from the back. Lift one hand. Keep walking through and place that hand back down. Now, if you have trouble doing this, a thing you can do is you can use the chair and you can walk between. That's one thing that you can do. Or you can walk up, lift your hand, and walk back through. Right? Just using the chair as a way to get up further. So, the activity is, we're going to walk up to our hand, lift one hand, put the hand back down on the ground, and walk through. Walk back, lift that same hand, and walk through backwards. Do it on the opposite side. Walk up to your hands, walk through, hand back down, walk back, hand back down, with your legs all the way back. All right? Give your arms a little shake. Where we're really trying to get to, the eventual goal, is to do walks forward and walks back on one hand. But let's just start where we are. Again, legs out. Walk up as close to your hands as possible. Lift one hand. Keep walking through, hand back down. Legs keep walking. Come back to your hands again. Lift that one hand. Walk through. Other hand back down. All right. Lifting up. Walking toward your hands. Lift the opposite hand. Legs all the way through. Hand down. Walk out. Move your feet back towards your hand. Lift your hand. Step through. Hand back down. All right. So keep your body weight as close to the supporting hand as possible. The further out you are, the more challenging it will be. It gives you more room, but it's more challenging on your shoulder. It requires more force. So we want to get our feet in as close to our body. Lift, hand back down, so that we've got those 2 points of support in addition to our legs. Do that again on the opposite side. Very close. Hand back down. Extend. Bring your feet back. And back down and support. All right, challenge time. We're going to try to walk from as far away as possible with one hand. So if you can do it from all the way back, you would start with your legs fully extended. You would walk forward and walk until your legs are fully out, all right? However, if at any point you need to put your hand down, your opposite hand, so you have 2 points, then go ahead and do that. So walk forward, and as soon as you think you can lift one hand, lift it, walk through, and see how long you can wait until putting that hand back down. I have to put it back down now. All right, and then bring the feet back toward you. Sorry, lifting up your hand as soon as you can. Walking back and until you're fully up. Do that same thing on the opposite hand. Starting on 2 hands or 1 hand if you're able. You're going to walk forward and then walk all the way through until you have to put down your other hand. Walking back again, lift your hand as soon as you can. Walking up. Let's do that one more time each side. Lifting your hand as soon as you're able. Lifting your hand as soon as you're able. And walking through. And putting your hand down as late as possible. Then back on the same side, lifting as soon as you're able. Walking all the way through. And down as late as you can. Opposite side. Walking forward with one hand. Trying to keep on one hand as long as possible. And switching back to 2 when you absolutely have to. And then moving backwards, same thing. Lift your hand as soon as possible. And moving back through. That exercise can be a lot easier on the chair. So, and it's a good way to develop your strength. So you can put I need to put my chair on a surface that isn't going to slip. So you put your hand on your chair and you walk forward. And you'll notice that I'm rotating my hand a little bit as I move through the range of motion. These are movements out of parkour. They are movements that really, really work on using the shoulder and shoulder girdle functionally. So we have to have good core support. Your core has to be really strong. Your torso has to be strong. And your limbs have to be able to move independently from your torso and from each other. And that's why this is such an important functional movement. Always remember that the objective is to get your body in as close to your you want your support to be very close to your center of gravity, so that as you're moving past, you've got the really good support. You'll develop the strength over time to make further excursions, be further away from your arm. You moved early, and I hope you remember to move often. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you back for Momentum Monday. Take care.